Hey everyone, Adam here at the Digital Go Showroom. Today we're going to take a first look at one of the most exciting new lenses for the EFR system, the 50mm f1.2L USM, just after this. Canon already offers a legendary 50mm f1.2L USM for their full-frame EOS digital SLR cameras. It's well known for its optical performance, its build, its sharpness, its creamy bokeh. But now that the EOS R is out on the market, the first full-frame mirrorless camera from Canon, they've designed a brand new 50mm 1.2 lens specifically for it. We're going to take a look at its build quality, its optical performance, its features. We'll even compare it against the legendary 51.2 that's already out there. I want to thank Canon for sending us this lens. It's not currently available for sale yet, but it's here for us to do the first look. So the 50mm focal length is a classic focal length to have in your camera arsenal. Now this is an f1.2 lens, so it's extremely fast, but it lends itself to being able to blow the background out, giving you a really nice bokeh effect, which we'll get into in just a moment. The optical design is much different than its counterpart for the EF mount series cameras. You're looking at 15 elements in 9 groups, as opposed to 8 elements in 6 groups. And that lends itself to the physical size of the lens itself. It's a big lens, it weighs almost 2 pounds, but it actually feels pretty lightweight, and with the grip of the camera, it feels really nice to shoot with. And I'd also recommend purchasing the vertical grip, especially if you like to take portraits. It's really helpful out on that end. The lens has an aperture range of f1.2 to f16. It has a rounded 10-blade diaphragm, as opposed to the 8-blade rounded diaphragm found on the EF version. Now, since this lens is designed specifically for the mirrorless system, the lens sits closer to the image sensor, making it a bit sharper than its EF counterpart. And you can see that when looking at images side by side. When it comes to autofocus, the lens features a ring-type ultrasonic motor. This is going to give you fast, precise, and silent autofocus. You have full-time manual focus with the focus ring. Remember, the focus ring is focused by wire, so it's not coupled directly to a focusing element. It's coupled to an electronic motor. This gives you 2 types of control, so you can control the speed of the focus by the rotation. So the faster you rotate it or the slower you rotate it will change the speed of the autofocus. But you can also have it dependent on the degree at which the focus ring is set. You do have full-time manual focus override. This allows you to do some critical focus when your lens is set to autofocus. Now the lens allows you to focus up close, so you can focus as close as 1.3 feet to your subject matter. So you can really get close to your subject matter and really throw out the background shooting wide open at an aperture of f1.2. In addition to the manual focus ring, you're going to notice another thing that's unique to the RF series lenses. This is a control ring. Now this allows you to change some parameters of your settings, like the aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and exposure compensation. Now there's a complete other set which changes the same settings, but you can program it so that those settings won't change unless you depress the shutter. Now if you're going to get the R camera and you want to use your Canon EF series lenses, you can have this feature as long as you have the proper mount adapter with the control ring. When rotating the control ring, you're going to notice that there are actual click stops, and you can hear it. Now, if you're doing video and you don't want those click stops, you can always send your lens to Canon, and they will declick it for a nominal fee. Now, if we talk about the build quality, this lens is pretty large. It's probably the biggest 50mm lens that Canon has made, and that's because it has a ton of elements. As I mentioned earlier, it's 15 elements in 9 groups. To keep the weight down, it weighs about 2 pounds. They made the body with a composite material. It's an L series lens, so it's fully weather sealed at the most critical spots like the lens mount, the switch panels, and the control rings and the manual focus ring, so you can feel confident shooting it in any type of environment. So let me give you my first impressions about this lens. This is the sharpest 50mm 1.2 lens that I have seen ever, hands down. Shooting with this lens wide open at 1.2, it's incredibly sharp. It's amazing. Most lenses, you're going to have to close the lens down a stop before you start seeing the lens at its sharpest. Not this lens. You can shoot wide open and have full confidence that you're going to get a sharp image. Now 1.2, you get a very shallow depth of field, so you got to make sure that your focus point is right on what you want in focus. But when it hits, man, this is hands down the sharpest lens, and it's a great reason to buy the EOS R system. Paired with the EOS R, I just had an amazing time shooting with this lens. If you're a portrait shooter, you're gonna love this 50mm 1.2. I wouldn't even buy the adapter to put your 1.2L series lens onto the EOS R. I would go ahead, spend the extra money, buy this lens, and pair it with your EOS R camera. So please let us know what you think about the new 50mm f1.2 RF for the EOS R in the comment section below. Remember, subscribe to our channel for more incredible videos. Hit us up with the like button if this video helped you out. And remember, if you're in the Miami area, come by, say hello at the Digital Gadget Showroom. Adam here, keep on shooting. I'll catch you in the next video, folks.